I've dusted off my old hockey skates in my attempt to hang with Olympic bronze medalist and U.S. speed skating team member Joey Cheat. And first off, Joey, are you a little bit intimidated?
Well, Brian, I think I got you by a couple inches, so I'm not too worried.
Jeremy, what a phenomenal couple of days. A gold in duels today to go with your silver yesterday. To be pretty satisfied considering you were catching footballs about a month ago.
Yeah, you know, I'm really hard on myself, and there's not too many times where I feel a real sense of accomplishment, and this is definitely one of them, and it's amazing.
This performance even more amazing when you consider the fact that last week in Calgary you had some problems with fatigue. How did you overcome that, and do you think you might have even surprised yourself a little bit here today?
Yeah, I completely surprised myself here this weekend. I had my big crying spell on Wednesday with, you know, hating life and hating everything, and but you know, I had a big talk with my sports psychologist, and he put things into perspective for me.
Want to know if the Lakers will repeat as NBA champs, and who you like in the women's 15K biathlon?
You know, the biathlon is a fascinating sport because the first time I was on skis, like most people, the very first thought that crossed my mind is, this is fun, but wouldn't it be so much better if I could do this while shooting a rifle?
One athlete to keep an eye on is 22-year-old Shawnee Davis. The Chicago native eclipsed the world record in the men's 1,500 meters a few weeks ago, and as next year's Olympics approach, Shawnee is trying to do something that no speed skater ever has, compete in both long and short track at the same Olympic Games. Now we should mention that the Americans struggled a little bit at the '98 Olympics in Nagano. One of those riders, Chris Klug, was 6th. He's out here today and he is on a mission heading into February, and we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention Ryan McDonald and Eric Warren. They both had some extremely fast qualifying times. How would you assess the depth in this team? Maybe one of the deepest sprint teams ever in the history of U.S. speed skating?
For the last couple of years it's been, we had some depth when I skated, but not 4 strong. We had 2 or 3. This is the strongest sprint teams we've ever had.
I guess we can expect to see some sarcasm over those 17 days here out of the studio from you, Bob?
Sarcasm? From me? No, I'm 100% earnest 100% of the time. You must have misunderstood.
This gym was built specifically for competitions, and interestingly enough, these artificial structures were designed after actual climbing meccas around the world. An impressive resume, 8 career World Cup wins, 2001 Goodwill Games champion, 97 world champion. But Lynn Ott, with her experience, definitely not intimidated, and she'll take a 36/100 of a lead into this second run of the finals. Ott on red, Van Aert on blue. Germany won, coming down the track. Brian Scheimer and the Americans in the lead, and Hoppa's over. They came from far and wide to the beautiful Wasatch Mountains to challenge 2 of Utah's premier Olympic venues. Swiss and German bobsledders flexed their muscles at Utah Olympic Park with Herculean-like performances. Congratulations, another victory here in Park City. Mark, despite the injury, all seemed to go pretty well. You weren't sandbagging the field out here today, were you?
No, the start's a little bit slower, but I knew going into this that we would have to kind of beat the competition in other ways.
It doesn't get any easier for the 10-time national champion. Not only is Rachel's heart rate much higher than the first time around, but the wind has picked up considerably. Showing composure and the experience of a World Cup veteran, Rachel makes the proper adjustments to her sight and once again fires away. Never give up. Good things come to those who persevere. Road to Glory is up next.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Brian Pinelli, the hardest working man in show business.
Perched high atop the K120 ski jump here in Park City, Utah. I'm joined by world-ranked ski jumper Lindsay Van. And Lindsay, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Now, I have to say, I'm just a little bit scared standing at the top of this thing. I guess, obviously, to be successful in the sport, you have to put fear out of the way.
Yeah, it's not so scary when you start out on smaller jumps and you work your way up to the bigger jumps, and you're taught from a young age that it's not such a scary thing, so you kind of adapt to the fear, I guess.